What if I told you that within the next decade, you could be floating in zero gravity, looking out the window at Earth, and sipping champagne 300 kilometers above the ground? Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But this isn't science fiction, this is the future of space tourism. Welcome, dreamers and explorers, to another exciting episode of Beyond Tech Tide. Today, we're diving into one of the most thrilling, mind-blowing topics of our time, space tourism and commercial flights. Buckle up, because what's coming next could be just as groundbreaking as the very first flight to the moon. Space travel. It's been a dream for centuries, something that once seemed unreachable. But here we are, standing on the edge of a new frontier. The same technologies that once took astronauts to the moon are now being used to send private citizens into space. Space tourism is not only becoming a reality, it's growing faster than anyone could have predicted. From the ambitions of Elon Musk and SpaceX to the trailblazing efforts of Richard Branson and Virgin Galactic, private companies are reshaping the way we think about space travel. What was once the exclusive domain of astronauts is now an industry poised to launch regular people into the stars. But let's not forget, this journey isn't without its challenges. The road to space tourism is bumpy, and there are some significant hurdles we need to overcome. First, there's cost. As it stands, a suborbital flight with Virgin Galactic will set you back around $450,000. Yes, you heard that right, $500,000 just for a few minutes in space. And while Blue Origin and SpaceX are working hard to bring down the price, the reality is that space travel is still incredibly expensive, making it accessible to only a small percentage of the population. Then there's the technology. While advancements in reusable rockets have made space travel more cost-effective, the technology is still in its infancy. SpaceX's Starship, for example, promises to revolutionize interplanetary travel, but it still needs rigorous testing and refinement before it can become a routine, reliable means of spaceflight. And of course, we can't ignore safety. Space is a hostile environment. The slightest malfunction can have disastrous consequences. That's why companies like Virgin Galactic and SpaceX are spending billions on research and development to make these journeys as safe as possible. But even with these efforts, the risks remain, and each successful flight represents a huge milestone in the quest for a safer, more reliable space travel experience. Now, let's talk about the exciting innovations that are making space travel more than just a distant dream. The era of suborbital flights has arrived, and it's just the beginning. One of the biggest breakthroughs has been the development of reusable rockets. Thanks to SpaceX, rockets are no longer a single-use, disposable tool. Their Falcon 9 rocket can land itself back on Earth after a mission, ready to be launched again, a game-changer in reducing the costs of space travel. And let's not forget Blue Origin, which has made incredible strides in developing their own reusable New Shepard rocket, designed to send tourists to the edge of space and back. And it's not just about getting into space, it's about what you do once you're there. Imagine yourself floating weightlessly in zero gravity, looking down at Earth as the blackness of space surrounds you. Virgin Galactic is leading the charge with their Spaceship Two, a suborbital vehicle designed for exactly this type of adventure. Passengers will experience a few minutes of weightlessness before gliding back down to Earth, creating memories that will last a lifetime. But the future doesn't stop there. Orbital tourism, where space tourists spend days or even weeks aboard a space station, is also on the horizon. SpaceX is already planning to take private citizens on missions around the moon aboard their Crew Dragon spacecraft. And with NASA's help, companies like Axiom Space are developing commercial space stations where people can live and work in orbit. Here's where things get truly groundbreaking. In 2021, Blue Origin successfully launched its first crewed flight with Jeff Bezos on board, marking a new era in private space travel. And just months later, SpaceX sent its Inspiration 4 mission into space, 4 private citizens orbiting the Earth for 3 days. This wasn't a publicity stunt, this was the real deal. These were ordinary people living the dream of space travel. But the biggest leap could be the upcoming Starship mission, where SpaceX plans to send the first civilians around the moon. With the space economy continuing to grow, the idea of regular space tourism becomes not just a possibility, but a future we can look forward to. The future of space tourism is on the horizon, and it's filled with endless possibilities. As companies like SpaceX, Virgin Galactic, and Blue Origin continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, we're inching closer to a world where space is no longer a far-off destination. It's a place we can all visit, explore, and perhaps even call home someday. With advancements in aerospace technology, more affordable options for suborbital flights, and the development of orbital tourism, the next generation of space travelers could very well be you. Imagine, in just a few years, you could be one of the pioneers of space tourism, looking down on our beautiful planet from the stars. What do you think? Will you be one of the first to travel to space? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Beyond Tech Tide for more exciting content on space, technology, and the innovations that will shape our future. Until next time, keep dreaming big.